What's up, guys? K and Ninga here, bringing y'all another Tech Year deck. Like last week's edition, or actually 2 weeks editions ago. I'm going to do a double year tech kind of week again, since I skipped out on last week. I'm in the process of editing all of the stuff that I did in Anime Fest, which was a complete blast. I'll probably end up doing the interviews first that I took, and then I'll do a slideshow compilation of all the photos that I took of all the people there, all the cosplaying, a lot of beautiful ladies and stuff. It was really awesome. I interviewed a few people, not too many people up for it really, but I made some pretty good friends. But anyways, alright, let's get this started. This particular Tech Your Deck week is going to be centered around dark type monsters mainly. The dark archetype has been, prevalent since the very beginning. And it with the light counterpart has always been the strongest archetype in the game. There's just a lot of really strong lights, or really strong darks, and yeah, it's just pretty crazy. I don't know why it's mainly always about light and dark. All the other archetypes are a lot, they're just generally weaker. But anyways, alright, let's get this started off. Alright, with the first card we've got, with the the prevalence of the new ban list, we've got Magic Cylinder. Now that it's at 3, we can definitely put it up with Tech Your Deck. Remember, I only feature cards that you can have up to 3 of in a deck, so it maximizes your chances of using it. Let's see what it says. Let's see. Okay, focus, buddy. Negate the attack of one of your opponent's monsters and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Bam. So it negates one attack and then it deals them direct damage. It's pretty awesome. You always save it for the biggest monster. It's just a generally good card. It's not a counter trap. You can only activate it during the the battle phase or whatever. I don't know why I keep saying damage step, but it's just always been one of those cards that when it came out back in Labyrinth of Nightmare, it's just been really strong. And for the longest time it had been at 1, and then it came back to 2, and it stayed at 2 for, I'd say, about 2 or 3 years, and now that it's back at 3, I think it'll definitely have a lot more play, because, 2,000, 3,000 life points of damage is game-changing, and that will really hurt your opponent. So, Magic Cylinders. Next up, we've got, bam, Monster Reincarnation, and let's see what it reads. Alright, discard one card, add one monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, very simple, just activates straight up from the hand. You discard any one card, doesn't have to be a monster, it can be a trap, spell, whatever you want, from your hand, to add one monster card from your graveyard back to your hand. So that could mean you can get back Judgment Dragon, you can get back Chaos Sorcerer, you can get back Blackluster Soldier. You mainly want to get a huge big boss monster to make an offensive push. You can get any monster you want, from the grave back to your hand. It costs 2 to get it, this plus the card you discard, but this has always been like a really game changer ever since it came out. And being able to get back your Judgment Dragon, your dad at the right time, Blackluster Soldier. If you play this card's a lot more stronger, and traditional, you can get back your Chaos Emperor. I don't know if any of you guys play traditional, but it's always fun to do so. Just because they're banned from regular advanced play doesn't mean that they just have to sit there and rot forever. Just get with your buddies and have each of you build a deck that's traditional and use banned cards, because it's really fun. Remember, this is a card game, and you're supposed to have fun. And the first monster of the Dark lineup. This card has been around for a long time. It came out with Monster Reincarnation in the exact same set, and that is Pitch Black Warwolf. And let's give a read on what it says. Your opponent cannot activate trap cards during the battle phase. And with that, it's pretty sweet. It's a level 4 Dark type Beast Warrior. So I don't know if it can only just be Beast, or if it's Beast Warrior and Beast type monsters that you can use Horn of the Phantom Beast. And I'll leave it down in the comment section below. I really don't remember. But this guy is pretty sweet. 1600 solid attacker, dark. if you have a good field and your opponent has like some scary stuff face down, just summon this guy, enter your battle phase. Now they can't activate anything during their battle phase. Any of their traps, they can still activate quick plays and whatever like that, spell cards. But Book of Moon's at 1. I don't know if anybody uses enemy controller anymore, although that card's still very strong. Pitch Black Warwolf is just a solid good attacker to get through any of your opponents, 2 mirror forces or anything else like that. Your deep prisons, your magic cylinders over there. Their negate attacks if they choose to run that. I mean, that card is really old and I'm pretty sure nobody runs it anymore. But Pitch Black Warwolf is really sweet. It also, if they don't activate it early enough, it also enables them to not be able to activate their Wabaku and things like that. A lot of different cards that go off in the battle phase. And yeah, so Pitch Black Warwolf. And that's just those. So the next 3 cards are going to be Dark type monsters that I think you should give a try. Alright, first off, we've got Mask of Darkness. This card's at 3, and it's very strong for what it does. I know its spell counterpart is banned, and it's been banned. Select 1 trap card in your graveyard, return it to your hand. Any trap card, your Solemn Judgment. You can always activate Solemn Judgment, remember that. Your Solemn, your Solemn Warnings, anything, any trap card you may run that you might need. Your Beckoning Light. Beckoning Light's always good. And Fairies might be making a slight comeback. And this is another dark that you can run in 2 to 3 of, so it feeds your chaos monsters that you more likely will run. He's just a pretty sweet little monster. He's a level 2, so he goes good with some other things that are out there. And he's also a fiend, and most of your fairy type monsters that are in that deck, you could even arguably run like the Scourge monsters, those also pseudo chaos monsters. But this gets you any trap card, your Deep Prison, your Compulsory, anything you want. It's a really awesome little card that's been around for a long time. Next up, we've got the Dark Creator, and I've seen this in a deck list that actually topped, thanks to a friend of mine named David on Facebook. He's a really good friend of mine. He lives in Mexico City. Shout out, bro. Let's see what it says. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by having 5 or more dark type monsters in your graveyard while you control no monsters. They don't have to be different names, just straight up 5 darks. Once per turn, you can remove from play 1 dark monster from your graveyard and special summon 1 dark monster from your graveyard. So yeah, you just pump some darks in the grave, special summon this guy out when you have no monsters out in the field. Put him in defense mode, play him. He's also level 8, so you can use things like trade-in and stuff like that. Allure Darkness seems to really help out that deck a lot. This guy's huge, being 23, 3,000, but it gets you other dark monsters out of the grave, which is really helpful. And heck, you can special summon this guy, bring out another dark, and double tribute maybe for Lad, whatever you want. Bring out another level 8. And exceed for level 8 if you ever have to. I don't know what you'd go for. The Dark Creator has just been a really underused card, and now that Teledad's making a pseudo comeback, or a comeback, because it has been topping in a lot of different places, a lot of them are running the Dark Creator in 2 to 3s, so just watch out for this card in the future. And then last but not least, we've got Phantom of Chaos. Now this card is pretty awesome. And let's see what it says. Okay, it's a Fiend Dark 0/0. Any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent becomes 0. Once per turn, you can remove from play 1 effect monster in your graveyard. Until the end phase, this card's name is treated as that monster's name, and it gains that monster's effect and or effects and attack. It may not be able to deal any damage, but this guy can imitate this guy right here. It can imitate any effect monster you may have in the grave. Like you run this. This is a dark. You can remove from play your Judgment Dragon, or remove from play your Dad. This card was really prevalent with Demise, King of Armageddon. There's just a lot of really good monsters that this can imitate, and imitate well. It might not be able to do damage, any battle damage anyways, but is just a really good copycat for anything else that may be out there. And this card is really underestimated, I think. To level 0, you can bring it out with like your Mystic Tomato as a final chain, you know, at the end of an attack. He's a level 4, so he exceeds well. He's another fiend to feed, you know, any of you experimenters that want to use like the Sky Scourges and stuff. This card's pretty sweet, very old, and it's been wreaking havoc for a long, long time. So those are the cards. Until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, and peace.